freedom is worth dying for, you know. People live like sheltered and too afraid to say anything, you know. It's bullshit. Those are the kind of people that would give up other people's freedom just to stay silent. It's bullshit. Americans had it too easy, you know. They're like sissies. They never had, you know, had to face, you know, true reality and all this bullshit. You know, they never had one hard day in their life, yet they try to attack the God, the Alpha and the Omega. You know, they try to attack me every day, you know, like pulverize me into the concrete until I'm a bullet on the concrete. Try to throw me under the bus. Try to confuse me with, try to infiltrate me with some of their less smart individuals so I could, so I get thrown under the bus more easily and all this bullshit. And they never had to go by the facts of life, you know. They never had to go by, you know, the truth of the numerology God. You know, it makes them feel safe, you know, safe and sheltered and all that bullshit. You know, life's like a program, you know. You're either programmed to, you know, feed off of weak people, or you're programmed to be fed off of. It's bullshit. You know, the ones that will sell you out to the drug dealers, the same one that's smiling in your face saying they want to get rid of the drug dealer. It's bullshit. You know, they use their life just to drag me down. You know, they're group stalking and all that bullshit just to get underneath my skin so they can say I can't have the tattoos I want to have and all this bullshit. They can't say I want to have the piercing I want to have in my right ear. It's bullshit. They're the ones at society, you know, society should reject some people, and they're the ones that society should reject today. You know, they count on wokeness and all this Christianity to bring down some people and corruption, and it's bullshit. It's just a never-ending downward spiral to the end. They don't care about, you know, the truth. They care about muddying up the truth so, you know, their rich people can still be at power, you know. They're afraid. They live in their comforted little lives, afraid of the, you know, truth. Makes them feel safe. Only if somebody, you know, disrupted their truth with the this is something like a tattoo I want to get on my arms and back. But they want to say, oh, our corruption is what you go by. Our line of life. They're ridiculous. You know, who says, you know, you can't be what you want to be in America? You know, it's your parents and your churches and your, you know, I never understood the septum piercing, but people got freedom in America to do whatever they want. But, you know, they want to attack the truth with their bullshit. They hate the living God. Already got 2 tattoos, and they want to say, "Oh, you can't have another one, or else you're gonna go to hell." Like they're like judge in heaven or something. It's bullshit. Every day, this is like another parole board meeting. You know, I gotta beg for parole, even though I didn't do a crime. It's bullshit. You know, 44 years old and never felt freedom before. You know, they try to tell you, oh, you have to listen to your older siblings. You have to listen to your smarter siblings, the ones that got it together, the ones that sold you out. It's bullshit. Nobody's doing what's right for society. You know, they're elected that commie to be mayor in New York for promises of free things. You know, I think America's gonna fail to, fail because if they get promised free things, they'll vote for anything. It's bullshit. They'll vote for a commie. They'll vote for a socialist. As long as they get their promise of free things. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, they try to prevent my life every day. Saying I don't get to be the man I want to be and all this bullshit. Like it affects other people or something. They're the sissies, you know. I'm here to tell you. It's not worth it. Even though I should have had it the best and am the most perfect one that's coming from a baby, the 999, it's not worth it. Nothing in life is worth it. So do whatever you feel is good at the time, because it's not worth it. You know, they're telling people in America they can't be with the, Alpha and the Omega, and even though I'm right here on YouTube on the Andrew Clayott and the Omega Messiah channel, and then they say, oh, every day of your existence, even when you're dead, you're gonna have to live without the Alpha and the Omega. It's bullshit. But I'm saying all you have to do is subscribe, and you'll be chosen to be with the Alpha and the Omega in the afterlife. You don't have to, let them decide. Alright, this has been this video.